Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today we are
showing off our Antelope Valley Gunshow haul.
We went on a long journey over here because there's not many where we live.
Yeah. And
but we found out that there is one, and first time we found out a bit too late, so we couldn't go down and drive over there. But this time we did, so we did do that.
Yeah, we've actually been to this gun show before, but with the current, thing that's going on right now, we had to miss a couple. It's been a year and a half, 2 years now?
I have no actual idea.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years since we went. So we're going to just show off some of the goodies we got. Not everything, because, don't know how YouTube feels about certain things. And, of course, we didn't buy anything illegal. That's kind of an iffy situation, as you'll see in just a moment. What do you want to start with?
I don't know. You decide.
You want to start with the yellow thing?
No.
Okay. Okay, let's start with this. I picked up a nice pair of size from a good friend of ours at the show. He actually goes to a couple of different shows. I paid about $40 for the pair, and he's actually been holding on to these for me for about 2 years, but I told him, I'll be back, just hang on to them. And sure enough, I finally got them. I could have got them in chrome, but I really like the black better. I don't know if you can see this. A nice, solid construction. A little showy with the gold trim here, but, whatever. Next.
Yeah.
Yours? Yeah.
Okay.
Let's, the little guy, this isn't his first, and it certainly won't be his last, but he got a U.S. Cavalry Saber. Very nice. It's obviously not authentic. It's a reproduction, but there's also about a half a dozen blade guys there. Well, actually, there's more like 20 different blade guys there. But there's one blade guy we always go to. He won't give us his name, but he's an Asian gentleman, and he's really cool. He's always got some really nice stuff, and we never walk away from a gun show without either a sword or a dozen knives or so, and this time he picked up a sword. Pretty nice.
Me and a good friend of mine both got one from him.
Yeah, we brought a friend of ours.
I was actually thinking of getting that one.
Yeah.
But I didn't want... I wanted to buy it, but I wasn't entirely sure as a price, and then he saw ours and went ahead and got that exact one.
Yeah. It's basically a hand and a half sword. It's really nice, really solid, and I've been wanting one. I've got probably well over a dozen different swords in my garage, but this one I'm actually thinking of bringing in here into the studio, maybe mounting it up on the wall above the maps, just because I've as you guys know, if you've been watching me on any of the live streams from Bruce Lombardo or Max's Legion of Myth or Biggest Geekus or any of the other guys, I'm in a barbarian mood for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because of the books I've been reading.
Probably.
Tarzan, Brak the Barbarian, Conan, John Carter, things like that. So I've been in a barbarian mood, and I've got katanas and ninja toes, and I've got the sword from the Highlander movie and the sword from the Zorro movie and a bunch of other old swords. One that's rusted to hell and back, but I've got them all mounted in my garage, but I wanted this one here just because it's like I said, I've been reading a lot of Gesundheit sport. Been reading a lot of barbarian type stories.
Where's it?
Which one?
Here.
And no, that's not blood on the tissue. It's actually paint.
Yeah, it's paint.
But where we live, it's a high desert, and all the dust is in the air and pollen and.
It's actually the fan in my room.
Okay, but there's all that other stuff that could be irritating yourself.
It's the fan.
Okay, and of course, Kai. I'm sure you know what this is.
I collect flags.
He's a huge flag fan, and he totally ID'd your flag in the last stream. He knew exactly what it was. I didn't. I didn't have a freaking clue. I'm not a flag guy. If it's not red, white, and blue, I just don't care. But this is the Don't Tread on Me flag, and I got this for him. And I got this for what?
The Gadsden.
Oh, see what I mean? He's correcting me because
I didn't say it correctly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. But I got this for him right as we were leaving because, you know, it wouldn't be the gun show if he didn't pick up another one for his collection. And he's got about as many flags as I got swords, would you say? If not,
yeah,
maybe a little more. Those little dinky ones I don't count.
Yeah, I don't count those.
Yeah,
except for that.
Like the two you see in the background here.
I don't count those.
But he got this one. And not last but not least, I got something really kind of cool. I got this for the whole family from Apocalypse Air. It's a T4E. It's called a marker pistol, I believe. It's a CO2 pistol. I don't know if you guys can see it. In a Walther design, it's an air pistol that not only fires some really scary, not quite ball bearings because I think they're made out of plastic, but they're devastating. It also fires paintballs, and I think it even fires a like tear gas ball that, you know, when it busts open, it hits your target with mace. And it's basically a training pistol so that the whole family can, you know, actually practice, because we've been using BB guns and they're just, you know, it's not the same. This thing sounds like a real gun, looks like a real gun, feels like a real gun. The magazine actually weighs almost as much as the firearm because it's got the CO2 canister in there. 8-round capacity. We fired it, and does it have a kick?
No,
not really. But it's pretty neat because this company. Where's my paperwork?
Right.
Like I said, Apocalypse Air. They're in Murrieta, California. They actually sell a lot of different versions. One is a sawed-off shotgun version that at first I really wanted to grab, but I think it's only got, for some reason, a 2-round capacity. Either that or I misheard it, and it fires 2 at a time, but it's got a larger capacity because it certainly looks like it's got a 2-round capacity. But they also have some things that look a lot scarier and probably are. A CO2 canister will give you about 38 shots, you know, between reloading and what have you. But it's a really nice, like I said, practice tool for, you know, getting all your trigger control, your sighting, and all that good stuff down pat. And, you know, like I said, for the whole family, we can take this out and, you know, not have to worry about, you know, we've got some open desert area that's, you know, not exactly near homes, but if we were to take, you know, even a 22 out there, that's a no-no. But with this, we can take out there. It came with, I think, 100 practice rounds, a secondary spring because, oh, that's right, it also fires rubber bullets. Now, that right there, if that don't, you know, give you a little bit of an excitement factor, you know, also for home defense, you know, if you don't want to go with, you know, some of the other things that we use around the house just in case. This won't go through your house and then the next house and the next house and the next house like a lot of other things will. But you know, if you go for the rubber bullet option, you'll take them down, and then you can let the authorities deal with the situation. It also came with, I want to say, about a dozen CO2 cartridges, and like I said, the extra spring, the case, and all the other good stuff, you know, for a really reasonable price compared to a regular handgun. But that, again, this is the T4E model. Definitely go online, check out Apocalypse Air if you're even remotely interested, because they really, you know, have some really cool stuff, especially for training, especially, you know, if you want to go non-lethal home defense, give these guys a ring, let them know I you know, gave them the thumbs up and you know, sent you over. And now, last but not least, you notice I'm wearing the hat and the shirt. I normally don't dress like this during the winter, anyways. But you know, it's already what, like 85 degrees.
I think it's technically spring.
Yeah, well, it's definitely technically spring, but here where we live, spring lasts about 18 minutes, and then it's full on summer.
Yeah.
You know, Orange County, which is, you know, a couple hours away from us, was in the 110 degrees, I think, last week, something crazy.
It's definitely, right now it's cold, but
Yeah, we're getting we're a high desert, so the weather can change in drop of a hat. But these guys, I saw something that they sell, and that's all they sell. I don't know if you can read it. It's Crackin Skullz. They sell something that I, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, genius, just absolute genius. Not necessarily for home defense or anything like that, just for absolute craziness factor. And I absolutely had to pick up one of these. I don't know if you can see it. Boom, boom, boom. I don't want to pierce your eye or your nose. But
that wouldn't happen.
It's literally a baseball bat, handmade with, I believe these are brass spikes and studs. But they also sell the, Walking Dead version with the barbed wire. They also have some that have circular saw blades embedded in them. Obviously, you can't take this outside your house, and if you get caught within your car, you're in big trouble. But just for I'm just gonna say shits and giggles. Excuse my French, but it was just you should have seen his mom's expression when she saw me walking out of the building with this thing. She's just like, "Oh my God, you're insane." And
I think by that point she was too tired to do anything though.
But yeah, I am a little bit crazy, and when my friends come over or anybody else comes over, I want them to see this by the door, just so they get the idea that hey, if you're not invited, don't come back. Because that's the first thing you're going to see is something like this, and then maybe I'll reach for the T4E if you're lucky. But it's just absolute craziness. An impulse buy, not really an impulse buy, but I couldn't live with myself if I didn't bring one of these home. Just just for the sheer novelty of it. But I've been going to the gun shows for my whole life, and I have never seen one of these or anything like this. But it's really solid. They've got a lot of different versions. They've got them painted, unpainted, stained, varnished, the whole bit, with all kinds of other different options and styles. But it's just, if you really want to send a message without sending a message, verbally, I think this is the way to go.
Yeah.
It's I hope to God I never have to use this. I really do. I would rather really honestly use the T4 and just wait for the authorities to come and take care of them, as opposed to cleaning up a mess that this would leave, because that's all this would do, is just leave a horrible mess.
I mean, luckily most of our floors are
tile.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have to vacuum them, but or shampoo them.
I think by that point you might as well just get rid of them.
You just bury them in the backyard, feed them to the dog.
Well, you can't really feed the carpet.
Oh, yeah. No, I meant the.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody else does too. But there you have it, folks. Just wanted to show off. We had a really good time, and there's a lot of cool stuff to pick up at the shows, especially with the way things are going. You never know what's going to happen, and it's always better to be prepared than not so, and better to have it not need it than need it and not have it. I'm fond of saying. So
yeah.
You had fun?
Yes.
We had a blast, folks. I hope you guys get a chance to go to your next local gun show and give those guys, some business. And, you might learn a thing or two just by showing up there. There's a lot of, people, little seminars and things like that you can, like I said, learn something that you didn't know, or pick up stuff that you need, pick up stuff that you didn't even know existed, like the bat from...
Well, I mean, it clearly existed, but...
Yeah. And also, Jim Pearce over at Crackin Skullz, he is a great guy. He was super cool to us, and he's only on Instagram, and I'll try to put his address in the description part of the video, as well as all the other information for the T4E. And you guys can always get a hold of us through the email or the comment section. So until next time, which will be in about an hour when we do our regular...
Well, depending on how certain things work.
Yeah, we'll be back in an hour or two, to actually a little bit more than that because of the downloading time. But we'll be back to do our regularly scheduled painting video. Until then, hope you guys had a great weekend. We'll see you real soon.